Previously on The Flash, Barry Allen's body is taken over by the Reverse Flash. Eobard Thawne is trying to take full control. So he's pretty much infiltrating the Flash family. By doing so, what he's been doing is he met with Impulse last issue, and Impulse started seeing that something is off with the Flash. Now he went to Blue Valley, met with Wally, Iris. He met with pretty much the other different people that Barry sent them in hiding so Reverse Flash wouldn't find them. Now Reverse Flash was keeping up this persona until Impulse came in, kicked him in the face, and almost took him out. Actually started beating the crap out of him. But as Reverse Flash came up to the Flash family, and was about to kill him, that's when Jay Garrick came to the rescue, the very first Flash. And he came to the rescue trying to protect the kids. Now, in Barry's mind, we got Barry himself who's stuck in there with Max Mercury and, of course, Jesse Quick. And both of them are going to show him how to get out of his mind and control his body once more. Now, by the way, there's also the Legion of Zoom, which are different villains that Reverse Flash has gathered throughout the timeline that hate the Flash. So he has his own Reverse Flash family against the Flash family. So we'll see how all that turns out in this issue. But if you guys are ready, let's get started. Inside Barry's mind, he meditates and he says, the starting line. And Max Mercury says, it's the Big Bang for the Speed Force, a pure point of creation that connects it to time and space. And Jesse says, Max, you totally made up that name, just like you made up the Speed Force, didn't you? And Max says, it's an efficient term, it saves time to explain, Jesse. And that's what Barry says, so how do we get out of it? And Jesse says, we've been trapped here for years because of changes to the timeline. But your body is still on Earth Zero and can be tethered to pull us back. In the past, I might have asked you to slow down, but if you think quickly, it could override Thawne's control. However, you must not let your thoughts escape you. Instead, look inward. And Barry says, it's a little hard to be self-reflective when I have no idea what Thawne is doing with my body. Now we go back to present day, or outside Barry's mind, and we have Thawne. He says, what a surprise, Jay Garrick to save the day, but I've seen your future. I know you're just a footnote in history. And Jay Garrick is just fight off against Reverse Flash, and Iris is like, he's not Barry, Jay, and Jay's like, yeah, I get that. Wallace says, how did Thawne take over Flash's body? And Avery says, and who the hell is the dude in the helmet? And Impulse says, he's the first Flash. Jay, we can help. And Jay says, no, Impulse, get as far away as possible. And that's when Reverse Flash kicks Jay and he's like, you know why Barry used to keep you around? Because he was polite. He never cared about your advice. What is hard water anyway? I don't need some old forgotten has-been telling me how to be the Flash. But that's when a Reverse Flash has like a glitch. He starts to fall back screaming. And that's when he says, oh Barry, quicker than I thought. I must accelerate my plans. He runs away. Now we have Wallace and he's like, should we follow him? And that's when Jay says, once I know your kids are safe, I'll take care of him. And that's what Wallace says, but he's working with a bunch of Barry's enemies. Cold, Glider, Turtle, Trickster, and Grodd. And Jay says, why only them? Why not evil speedsters like Rival, which is a big villain against Jay Garrick in the comics. And that's what he says, my memories have been fuzzy for a while, but recently a whole bunch came flooding back. I wanted to talk to Barry, so I used our Speed Force connection to track him down. Wallace says, maybe if we find Thawne's Legion of Zoom, we'll find out what he's really up to. And Iris says, we don't need to go far. I just got an email at the newspaper. Somebody starts monologuing. We did it. We followed Eobard Thawne's directions. The pieces from the different locations. The city is such chaos from our attacks. They can't keep up with us or see what we're up to. And the Flash and his buddies have obviously got their hands full. And we see Captain Cold and the whole Legion of Zoom talking about this as you see different panels of them pretty much taking over the city, taking over Central City. And Captain Cold says, and here we are. I hate the Flash too, but this taking over a woman's grave, and you see the grave of Nora West Allen. And that's when Trickster says, who is she? Anyone else here getting the feeling that Thawne's lost his marbles? That's when Captain Cold says, yeah, this doesn't feel right. And Tornado Twins say, how can you question his plans when he's been right about everything so far? Already, he's been a better father than ours ever was. And that's where Reverse Flash shows up. He's like, thank you, children. I need Nora Allen's body. And Golden Glider's like, gross. And he says, oh, don't get all sensitive on me now. Nora Allen's body is an important marker in this timeline. Because of that, she has temporal energy. If I can extract that energy, I can ground this body and Barry Allen will be gone forever. I do it myself, but Barry's pushing back and I'm running out of time. Now we go back into the mind of Barry Allen and Barry says, I can feel it. I can feel myself gain control again. And Max says, let your emotions guide you to your memories. Release your ideas about the Speed Force. Remove the hurdles in your path. In the background, you see the Justice League. You see Barry running with Wallace West. You see all these different memories of the Flash. And that's when Max Mercury says, I used to tell Wally to think less, to be like water, but that won't work with you. And Justice says, you instead need to embrace your science, remember your facts, and that will help you run. And Barry says, I feel like I'm getting some traction. And that's when somebody comes behind Barry and says, tick tock, you're running out of time, Barry. And that's when we see inertia come out and through this whole place called the starting line, and he punches the Flash. Well, he tries. Barry actually dodges him. And he says, Eobard promised to get me out of this hellhole. After he won, he would let me take over Brother Bart's body. Then I can be Eobard's Kid Flash. Now, this is very interesting because Inertia was the big villain against pretty much Wally West. And he was pretty much frozen in the Flash Museum, if you guys remember that. And he's a good character. He's not one of the best Flash villains, but he is pretty cool. I do like him. It's cool that he's showing up here. Now, in this issue, he only shows up a little bit, but the part he is in is actually pretty good. I'll say that. But as we continue, what we see is he keeps trying to punch Barry Allen. And that's when Barry's like, who? And that's when Max Mercury says, Thaddeus Thawne, a twisted clone of your grandson Bart. From the future, Thawne must have done something to trap him in the starting line. And Jesse says, Tad did some really messed up stuff before the Flashpoint, but I thought he was dead. And that's what Barry says, all I see is a kid in pain, just like Thawne. And Inertia says, fight me, Flash. And Barry's like, if fighting a kid is what's between me and freedom, then I guess we're not going anywhere. And that's when we see Eobard Thawne back at the gravestone of Nora West Allen saying, do it, dig her up now. And Grodd just like grunts. And that's what Glider's like, Grodd, don't. And Eobard Thawne's like, are those hearts of ice beginning to thaw? And Captain Cold says, Lisa's right, we're getting tired of your tone, Thawne. And that's when Thawne is like, when I'm the Flash, we'll have everything we've ever wanted. We'll rule the past, the present, and the... But that's when he gets hit by somebody. Somebody punches him in the face, and we see all the different Legion of Zoom members just get punched. And from the side, somebody says, you messed with the wrong family. And Eobard looks back, he's like, I should have known you'd use our Speed Force connection to find me. And you see Jay Garrick, you see Avery, you see Impulse, you see Iris West, you see Wallace West. And Wallace says, actually, we got help, a tip about where you were heading. And Eobard's like, how? Who? And he looks at the Trickster, and Trickster's like, gotcha. He's like, you fool. And they erases Trickster from this timeline. Well, he doesn't erase him, just takes him out. And pretty much Trickster goes back to where he's from, right? But we then see Jay Garrick, he's like, did he just kill the Trickster? And Impulse like, I think he just sent him back. And that's when Eobard Thawne's like, Tornado Twins, make Papa proud. That's when we see the Tornado Twins fight off against Impulse. And he starts fighting off, and you see the Tornado Twins, which is Dawn and Don Allen, who they say that, the Flash family ignored us. They didn't pay attention to us, so we're gonna kill you now. And that's when Impulse says, I get what you mean. You were pretty much, you think you were forgotten about with your father, Barry Allen. You thought you didn't have a father. I didn't either. Impulse is like, my father left too. But that wasn't because he wanted to leave. It was because of bad circumstance. And that's when the Tornado Twins start noticing. And we find out that they were actually pretty much manipulated by the negative Speed Force that was created by Eobard Thawne, aka Reverse Flash. And they say, I'm sorry, son. Turns out Don Allen, pretty much the male brother of the Tornado Twins, is the father of Impulse. And he says, I'm sorry, son, but thank you. You helped us realize what we're actually doing. And that's when they leave. And Impulse says, it's nice to see them, but I could wait for a reunion another time. It's time to sell some business. That's when Thawne says, we don't need Barry's brats. You're the greatest Flash villains to ever live. Kill them now. And he looks like Gorilla Grodd, Captain Cold, Turtle. But that's when we see Inertia back in the starting line saying, fight me, damn it. And he says, you're so lame, Barry. I don't get why Eobard is so obsessed with you. He's like, what happens to you in here if I snap my fingers and blast your mind into pieces? And Barry says, I know you're angry, but you are not him. He says, when I look at you, you remind me of Wally and Wallace and Bart. You don't have to follow in Eobard Thawne's footsteps or play his game. And that's when he says, you can make your own path. And Inertia says, whatever, old man. Good luck fighting Thawne and his army. If they weren't all on the wrong vibrational frequency, I'd join them. See ya. And that's what Jesse says. Wrong vibrational frequency. And that's what Barry says. If Thawne sent Inertia after me, that must mean I'm close to escaping. Let's see how he likes it when I push harder. And that's what Barry pushes harder. And you see Eobard Thawne just starts shouting, screaming. And that's when we see Captain Cole. He's like, wish I had the rest of the rogues here with me to fight off against the Flash family. And that's what Gorilla Grodd says, you promised us a better future if we worked with you, Thawne. And Thawne says, I told you, I'm not Thawne. I'm Barry Allen, the fastest man alive. You see Barry, he's screaming inside the starting line. They're both screaming. Barry is slowly taking control. And we see Barry's like, it's working, I'm nearly there. Come with me. And Justin says, I don't think we can. And Max is like, but when you get there, don't hesitate to kick his ass. And Justin's like, give him a few punches for me. And Barry says, no, you've been gone from our lives long enough, and I refuse to let anyone else be trapped. That's when we see Reverse Flash yell as hard as he can. And we see Barry unleash and take control of his body once more. Right? You see all that come together. They pretty much separate, like Reverse Flash gets out of that body, and they're separate beings once again. Now, that's when we see Gorilla Grodd. He's like, he's losing control. We need to kill him now. So pretty much the Rogues, or the Legion of Zoom, are like, wait. So if Flash is taking back control, that's mean he'll be powerful again, and he'll beat us. But if we kill and take the energy of the Flash's body and kill Reverse Flash and Flash right now, we just killed 2 birds with 1 stone, killing 2 speedsters. That sounds like a good deal. So they go and kill Flash at this moment, but they separate and they're safe, right? Like they can't fight off against Flash or Reverse Flash when they're separate. Also, the Flash family, Jay, Impulse, Avery, Wallace, and obviously Iris too, actually started defending Flash. And that's when we see Reverse Flash. He's separated from Barry's body and he says, ha, I hope you're happy, Barry. You ruined my fun. We could have been great together. But you can't ever share in the glory, can you? Only Barry Allen can be the Flash. And Flash says, that's what you never understood, Thawne. I'm not the Flash alone. We are the Flash. And we see the whole Flash family. And guys, can I just say that this line was actually really good? Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, we are the Flash. We hate that line from the Flash TV show with Iris West Allen, which I never had a big problem with it. It wasn't my favorite thing. I didn't like it, but I didn't have a big problem with it. But this is like the perfect place to use that, pretty much that phrase. So them saying, we are the Flash, because it makes sense. They're the Flash family. And all of them are speedsters, right? We see Impulse, he says Max, and Max Mercury says, reunions can wait, Bart. We have some scores to settle. And Wallace says, looks like the odds are now on our side, fake Flash. And Iris says, be careful, you can't underestimate Thawne. And Thawne's like, you should listen to your aunt, Wallace. And that's when we see Thawne. He goes around and he's saying, you think I didn't prepare for this? You don't think I didn't prepare for these turn of events? And you see him run around the whole graveyard and eventually comes back. And the whole Flash family are just shocked. They all have shocked faces on them, and that's when Thawne says, if I can't be you, then there'll be no Flash or Flash family. And he says, my Legion of Zoom will kill you and every single person in Central State. And that's the Reverse Flash fact. And we see a Reverse Flash with all these villains behind him, some famous Flash villains. We have a Tar Pit. We got Gorilla Grodd. We got Bloodwork here, which is really cool. We got the Top. We got Captain Cold. We got Abracadabra. We got the Turtle. We got Golden Glider and so many others, right? And others actually that have been in this run of Joshua Williams. And actually, guys, down below, put down in your comments, say page 20, and name as many villains as you can see in this image, alright? I want to see who can get them off. But that's how the issue ends, guys. We see the Flash family going up against pretty much Reverse Flash and all of Flash's villains. So we got 2 more issues, and then this is the end of Joshua Williams' run. And though this issue wasn't as good as last issue, it was still really well done. And guys, I actually kind of miss Hava Sandoval's art, because his art last issue was amazing. This whole issue was pretty much drawn by Scott Collins, which his artwork is great too. I really like his too, but I liked it when his artwork was just in Barry's mind, and then outside of his mind, it was Hava Sandoval. Like, I like that. But still, it was still a good issue, a solid artwork, and we got a lot of stuff happening. And see Barry Allen break free with Max Mercury and Jesse Quick, which is such an awesome moment. And I'm excited for next issue because it looks like it's going to be action-packed. And I feel like it'll wrap up everything, leaving like an epilogue issue, an issue number like 762, alright? That's what I think. I think everything will wrap up next issue, or at least the issue will end with a final fight between Flash and Dawn, right? But yeah, guys, I'm overall gonna give this issue an 8.3 out of 10. I recommend it. You should check it out. And yeah, guys, in the comment section below, tell me what you thought about this issue. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you think about this final storyline, finish line? And what are your theories for next issue? But yeah, guys, if you liked the video, give a big thumbs up. You channel, make subscribe to my next Flash comic review. I'll be reviewing the next 2 issues, finishing out this run, and of course reviewing every issue that comes after that. And if you guys haven't checked it out yet, I'm actually doing a whole review series of the Mark Waid Flash run that pretty much centers around Wally West. So if you like that run, then make sure you check out that series. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and peace out.